Tucker, and I'm the founder of God's Kratom Kingdom, and I just wanted to make a recording explaining a few ABCs about our Kratom religion. That's what we're established as because of the FDA Kratom consumption ban. And we're registered with the government. And, we've been around and an industry leader since 2018. You can click on the right side of our website. It says reviews. Those are third-party collected reviews from a company called Yotpo. So they just email customers after. You can look into Yotpo. Anyway, and we've been a 5-star rated company since 2018. There's over 500 5-star reviews there. And I wanted to tell you a few things about Kratom. They're very important. One, very first important note, it's religious memorabilia. This is America. No one's going to steal our plants or tell us what we can and cannot eat. Anyway, so we do everything in compliance with the insanity of the FDA Kratom consumption ban. But that being said, it's important that some very important information about Kratom is commonly understood by the masses because our country has an opioid overdose epidemic specifically. And that's an inaccurate description of what we have. We have a man-made opioid epidemic. Every single death that's occurring is from a man-made opioid because Kratom has 2 different types of what are called atypical opioids present in it. In large amounts, 1.5% on mitragynine, and then a very small percentage of 7-hydroxymitragynine. However, all mitragynine is metabolized into, one of its 6 metabolites, which means what it is turned into once it's inside the body and circulating in the blood system, it turns into 7-hydroxymitragynine, which using the PD2 scale, which is that scale is used to determine how strong an analgesic is, and the way that they establish the measuring points and how strong something is as far as an analgesic, which means pain blocker. And none of this is medical advice or anything like that. But anyway, it's doing what's called a hot plate tail flake test, and they put a nerve on a hot plate, and they see how much heat it can withstand before it twitches. And the more heat it can withstand, the stronger the analgesic substance. So anyway, that's how they measure the potency of analgesic molecules, which again means pain blocking. And my favorite thing about Kratom, okay, for me personally, I'm just talking about for me personally, because it's literally saved my life. Taking Kratom has saved my life unquestionably. I have scoliosis and been in the emergency room, almost dead from my prescriptions. It was like 15 years ago. But anyway, so Kratom has literally saved my life. It's the most important thing that could be added to so many people's lives. Anybody that has physical pain to a significant level, no one should have to suffer like that. Anyway, and anybody that is struggling with potential of, all the man-made opioids. Because what I find so marvelous, and this is probably why it's banned, but anyway, it's why for consumption, but what I find so marvelous about it, and they've actually done lab studies on this too, to establish this result in even mice and rats. So it's not a placebo effect. It's not like somebody's... anyway, I don't want to go into all that. This is way too long of a recording. I'm sorry this long. Okay, in fact... so one other important note, there are a few other important things, is we're the literal world record holder for Kratom potency. That's done in a third party, like the test results are from a third party, ISO 17025 certified, AL2A accredited pharmaceutical testing facility. We're located in, I physically am located in Utah, though our group in God's Kratom Kingdom is an online digital entity. and religion, which is where we congregate online through video form and through email and messaging and instant chat and all the different ways that humans interact. Anyway, we're a religion the same as any other. And it just blows my mind that people in America, oh yeah, you like my Americanism? This is just genuinely me. Anyway, that's quite appropriate. Because like we have rights in America, like to our food, and this is not food, because as insane as it is, they have the FDA has said that they haven't established that kratom is safe. Okay, we know there's millions of people in the country taking it literally every single day. It's sold in every single store, and they don't know, and they've never found a single death from kratom by itself. I mean, they found deaths where somebody had fentanyl and all these other drugs and kratom, but it wasn't the kratom that killed them. It's like they also all had water. It doesn't mean water kills people. Kratom is a step. I mean, like only a mental retard would be like not understand that if millions of people are having something and reporting positive results on it daily, and there's not, and no one's able to find even one case. But peanut butter kills 200 Americans per year. I don't know if you know that, but anyway. So we're the world record holder for kratom potency. We have literally unmatched kratom quality. Our kratom is dried in an indoor facility, which protects the sensitive 7-OH alkaloid from UV damage. Because once the leaf is dehydrated, the UV rays from the sun, I mean, they give humans cancer. That would eat the seat of your car over time. I mean, anyway, so they damage sensitive molecules. And anyway, so it protects the alkaloid so it's not damaged and denatured, which means broken down and rendered worthless, just basically dust. Anyway, because the majority of kratom is dried outdoors. Most people, like Indonesia, is a relatively poor location, or poor country as a whole. There's very wealthy areas there. But anyway, and so having it processed in an actual facility is, that's why we're the global record holder for kratom potency. You can compare our kratom to any other kratom. Like, I don't know if there's anybody else in the world that has as much kratom experience, anybody else in our country that has as much experience. And I'm sure there's a few hundred that have as much experience with kratom as I am, but I'm unquestionably the forefront of expert on it. And I mean this so sincerely. Our kratom I have yet to see any equal to it. I'm not saying that I guarantee there is equals. All you got to do is manufacture it correctly. It's just the indoor drying process. Lots of people don't do. Also, waiting till it's harvested at fully mature is way too much information. This is going to be a really long recording, and then I'll go make a short recording. And because we're always here, like the way that I look at the way I approach things is like on an individual level. So anyway, we're always here for you personally. If you ever need anything, you can get on the instant chat line. If you're ever in a difficult place financially, you can't afford kratom, you need a discount, you only have this much money, anything like that, we're always here for that. Like, we are here to serve and save lives, and we love doing that, genuinely. Okay, so in addition to literally the world's strongest kratom, we also guarantee the best price. So we'll beat any competitor's price by 1%. And regardless of anybody else's price or sell price, if you can't afford that, like, just whatever your situation is, let us know. So many people are on fixed income. They cannot afford the amount of kratom that they need. I'm here to make sure it is. Like, that's why I built this religion. And it will be a literal godsend, hence cat's great kratom, to people's lives, because nobody should have to suffer from physical pain. People don't understand the magnitude of what physical pain is until they've suffered from it. But anyway, it's like literally on the list of the top of the biggest, most important issues that can be addressed for humankind. And it's so that, you know, because especially elderly, you know, like we all have an extra level of compassion for elderly people and children. But I mean, children don't suffer from pain, but elderly people do. And that's not, it's completely preventable, completely treatable. And this is another thing that the FDA should understand about kratom. It does not replace pharmaceuticals. It is and our kratom is not sold for consumption, distributed for consumption. It's lab tested. We greatly exceed food standards. The food standards are McDonald's, which is like people touching their cell phones, putting their hands on their pants, and then touching your food. That is the most vulgar. Like, we wear clean suits, head to toe. We're covered. All of our outside clothes are covered in the facility throughout the whole entire process. Anyway, so we greatly exceed food standards. It's just, I also make sure that it's not possible for anything to be dumb enough to try to violate my American rights. And I understand that they're dumb enough to understand that they think that because they voted on a food not being allowed to be eaten because we haven't proven that that food's safe. That might be a poison potato, a poison tomato, or poison berry. That's what they call it. That kratom's a poison berry. Anyway, it's the modern day version of that. But my point is, what I was getting at is, it doesn't replace any of the pharmaceuticals. It adds in with them. It is a supplement so that in between servings, they don't experience this immense pain. Like, people have no idea how bad arthritis, that's why they can't stand up straight. That's why they walk so slow. That's why all of that. Anyway, and so it's really important that it's addressed. Kratom is literally made by our creator. Zebra question. We were created. We're such an advance, and just like a cell phone's made, so are we. So anyway, it's made by the same makers, and it has a profound impact on the way people feel. It's important that people understand that, and this delusional propaganda that plants are bad. No, plants are food, and they make our brain. Our brain is the leftovers of what we have eaten. So is our body. And if we do not have a good diet, which means a diet with lots of plants and green leafy goods, we're not going to be healthy. And that's why, me personally, I love taking kratom, because it's like having massive amounts of lettuce. And it's a literal green leaf. And anyway, yeah, so I'm trying to think if there's any other ABCs that needs to be covered here. I just wanted to put this in video form so you know me personally. I'm always here for you personally. If you never ever need anything, please let us know. If you have any questions or need anything, we're always here to serve you the best and make your life the best with the world's best kratom.